Hello friends, I think you are doing well in your life and preparing with your full dedication and conviction about your UPSC examinations. And I hope most of you are going to participate in UPSC exams 2019 also, which is scheduled to be happen on 2nd of June. So for that examinations you must be preparing, but remind that you have to learn for some special contents about your mains also. And today we are going to discuss about your mains paper 4, and this is about ethics, integrity and aptitude. The way how you are studying as a students, your integral personality traits, you have to recognize, you have to identify how you shaped yourself once you started your preparation for UPSC, how you are becoming aware about the existing contemporary context of the world and India, how you are learning, how you are thinking, what are your personal thinking pattern about some issues of national significance, some issues of international significance, about some recent developments in your surrounding, about your climate, culture, about your peoples associated with you, and how you are planning to solve their problems. Because once you will join the system, you will have to act as an administrator. You'll have to transcend the boundary of your thinking and behavior pattern beyond from your personal expectations. You have to become a man of character. You have to become the person who has decided to lead his life for the ultimate goal and upliftment of the society, for inclusive development of the society. So for that thinking pattern, that activism, you have to learn some basic skills, and this was required. Then UPSC started to include this paper for all the aspirants, whoever is going to prepare for UPSC exams, based on the recommendations of Administrative Reform Committee's 2nd and Report 4 on ethics, integrity and aptitude in governance. You must be familiar about the content and terms also. And earlier you might have been through some recent developments in media since last few years, like people were started talking about the corruption, about some public ombudsman, how we can how we can transform the system, how we can bring transparency into the service delivery mechanism of our governance, how we can increase the governance, how could make it more public friendly. So for that purpose you have to learn the basic things. It is an integral component of your syllabus. So today myself Chandan Mishra, and I am going to discuss about this special topic we will be discussing today. So let's come and focus about your content, for which content, which topics you have to learn throughout the forthcoming video series. We will be discussing about the same. So the thing is that it's about ethics, then integrity, then about aptitude. Ethics, integrity and aptitude, it means how you are thinking. In Hindi we use the term Niti Shastra. Niti Shastra, it means all those ethico-spiritual values whichever being taught and practiced by the eminent leaders of our past, whoever has led their contemporary society to bring some transformative change for upliftment of their life. Just think about the learning pattern, how Buddha has transformed his life. You have to learn about the thinking pattern and behavior patterns of the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, how he was thinking. You have to learn about Gita and basics, ethics and all those principles which were taught by Lord Krishna to Arjuna during that critical circumstances when he had to decide, he had to control his emotions and take that action which was required at the time. You have to learn those basics, those skills. So to become able to conceive all those informations, you must know this is a process of manifestation. This is the process of self-assessment, self-regulation, self-management. You have to identify yourself as an individual, the individual who incarnated on this planet Earth not for personal stake but to bring some positive change. to regulate the system effectively on the principle of natural living style, on the principle of ethics and applied spirituality in your life. So this is the journey which you have started. You have to think, to transform your thinking and emotions about ethics, the basic code and conduct of your life. We'll have to learn about integrity. It is about Satyanistha. Means you have to follow your own duty properly as you are supposed to do. You have to act in the circumstances whichever is appearing in front of you at that moment with full of concentration, with full of enthusiasm, dedication, and you have to ensure that how it is going to bring positive change into the life of people. You have to think about the Gandhian talisman, the way how we are thinking, how we are acting. It should have some positive impact on the life of the marginalized people of this society. You have to think about their stake, their welfare also. Such kind of your thinking pattern, your activism, your action. You may not think about your personal life. You may not be able to concentrate in your family surroundings at work. You have to think about the welfare of the person to whom you are responsible, to whom you are leading the district. So to transform your thinking, emotions, feelings, behavior, you have to learn these skills, and this is all about the integral component of your integrity, and it's about aptitude. Aptitude means the way how you are acting, the way how you are acting, how you are like perceiving about any circumstances, how you are analyzing it at different aspects, about different elements, how you are synchronizing your own pattern, and how you are going to act accordingly so that it will follow all those basics, laws, all those like code of conduct, all those like rules, and you have to follow that ethical dimensions also, that it should be positively inclined toward the welfare of the marginalized, towards the poor. So such alertness, such awakening state of mind you have to learn, you have to aware. It is required so that we can change our system, so that we can make the society as we are dreaming for. The India of our dream, you are dreaming for that. So let's come and focus about the syllabus, on which topic we will be discussing throughout this course of our interaction on this video interface. First of all, we will discuss about ethics and human interface. Like in our life, in our human action life, how we are acting, how we are thinking, we have to work, we have to think, we have to analyze our actions. There are different dimensions of ethics which we have to think, like there are some social norms, customs also, there are some values, there are some ethical values, there are some patterns. So you will be thinking, you will be analyzing about all those basic elements whichever is stored in your mind in the form of your thinking, your perception, your memories, your illusion, your intuition, how you are thinking. You will be working with your mind, your own memories, your own experience from your surrounding. You will evaluate and you will try to transform that thing. It's a process of self-assessment. Throughout the course of this ethics, you have to transform so that you could be able to transform your life as a good human being. We will discuss about our role in private and public relationship. Just think about how you are interacting with your family members, your juniors, your seniors, your relatives. But once you are interacting on this public platform, you have to maintain some protocol, some decorums. There are some limitations, there are some boundaries which you have to maintain. You have to be bound with your own duties, not only but for yourself, but for the welfare of the person also. So how you'll be thinking, we will discuss. There are some like basic differences, some basic norms which we have to follow. We will be discussing in forthcoming chapters, forthcoming lectures. Then we'll discuss about human values. Just think about some basic human values which you must have been like through your childhood. Your teacher might have taught you, you might have learned it from your like mother, from family members. What are those basic values which we need to inculcate in our personality? Just start with about the basic one. This is about compassion. Once we born in this planet Earth, we know about the compassion. the basic feeling that we received from our mother. This is the ultimate and purest form of love which you received from your mother. You could not ever return. You could not ever think to return the same. Isn't it? It's like that. The compassion you have to carry. It transforms into different thing you received from your father. It is about sense of responsibility. He is bound to fulfill all your responsibility. Even he is ready to sell his blood for the same. What kind of dedication he has for his child? Once we born in this planet Earth, we don't know how to eat. How you must be observing about some child of your surrounding. Then you can find what kind of support system is required for a better nurturing and like emergence of that child into a well-developed personalities like you. You have to feel their contribution also. This is about another human value. Then you think about teachers. If they were responsible, if they were committing, if they were performing their duties full of dedication, enthusiasm, courage and conviction to transform your life, and they were nurturing you with all those like love, empathy and understandings, and they were helping you to grow yourself with supportive supervisions. These are a few of the values which we have to learn. You have to remind. You have to develop the attitude of gratitude, because the one person, whoever is watching this video, it is not an individual entity made by itself, but the person you are, you were developed by contributions of different person of your surrounding. You will be knowing, you will be recognizing about the same during the course of your paper 4, the ethics. Then we'll discuss about some great leaders and life learnings from them, as we mentioned earlier about learnings from the life of the Buddha, from the life of Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekananda, and there are so many people to whom we will be referring during the course of this syllabus. So what were basic factors which helped them to lead their life on the basis of that specific value? What kind of courage, convictions, determination they might have? You must be observing about peoples of your surrounding, your close contacts. You might have seen them deteriorating from the basic ethical standards. You might have isolated them, identified them, categorized them on the basis of their action, their thinking pattern. Just think about those peoples, how they might have led their life, what kind of struggles they might have faced during their lifetime. So we are recognizing them only for that special value. You could pursue any one of all those ethical spiritual values in your life. It's not only a component of syllabus to get 250 marks. This is the component which you are learning to make yourself capable enough, so once you will join the system, you could be able to stand firm to protect the Satya. Satyameva Jayate, the tagline of our Indian logo, isn't it? Then about reforms and administrations. You have to think about reforms and administrations. What kind of reforms you want to bring into the system? Once you will have that like awareness, that sensitivity, that sense of belongingness with your surrounding, with the people of your country, then you could think, oh, it should be reformed like this. If there are some like gap into the like rules or act related with the life of children, newborn, and the practices of the society, rituals, so you can intervene, but you have to protect, you have to maintain that dignity and and you have to respect their social norms also. So up to what extent you want to bring the change under the ambit of your rules, laws and act. So you will be thinking about all those reforms, and your role as an administrator, as a regulator of the thinking, as a regulator of the system, you will be defining. Then you will be thinking about and learning about some value inculcation practices, like what we learn from family, from society, from educational institutions. You will be recalling all those things. Then you will be learning about attitude. You know, there is a like saying by some great philosopher. He said that optimist looks opportunity in every difficulty, and pessimist look difficulties in every opportunities. So how you are thinking, how you are acting. Suppose you have given a glass of water that has some component of water. How you are thinking, how you are perceiving about the water and glass, whether it is half empty, whether it is full empty, or whether it is full filled. Someone may say that this glass is half empty. Someone may say that this is half filled with water. And the third person may have different perspective that this glass is full, complete full, half with water and half with air. So he has different insight. He's thinking from different frame of reference. Suppose as an administrator, as a DM, if you are aware about the circumstances that there might be heavy rainfall in your own districts, then some people may think that, oh my God, what kind of thing is going to happen in life, how it is going to happen. But as a DM, once you will receive all those meteorological data, you will have to plan, you have to be proactive enough to maintain all those required measures to sustain and to ensure that disasters should not be, isn't it? The attitude, the problems must be recognized before it appears in front of us, and we should have proper strategy to regulate, to control, to check it. The defense mechanism, proactive governance. We are planning, our country is leading like this. So your role will be as a regulator of the societies on all those basic indicators which could help your country to score better in international rankings of Human Development Index and so on, Happiness Index and so on. Recently it was in news that India scored poor in our Happiness Index, but you could support that. Then just think about the attitude and contents. Like there are different contents of our attitude. Our attitude is basically defined on the basis of our experiences, how we have learned about different experiences in different circumstances, and about our education, what kind of education we perceived since our childhood. So you'll have to think, you have to change. Then structure of attitude, there are different components, different elements which you have to learn about function, how attitude functions, and it has some impact on our thought and our behavior pattern, how we are thinking, how we are behaving. It is being influenced by our attitude, as we mentioned earlier through that example, that as a DM, how he is thinking during the course of that special circumstances that were in front of him. So you have to think accordingly. So we will be learning about influence and relations of attitude on our thought and our behavior. We'll be learning about some moral and political attitudes. See, there are some different. Think about moral attitude, think about political aptitude, political attitudes. Although it is well known that the ethics and the attitude should be inclined only for the welfare of the people. If you are becoming a part of the system, you should be inclined with that higher objectives to help marginalized, poor, victims to improve their living standards as per the rituals, as per the dharma, as per the justice. So there are some things which we will learning about moral and attitude and political attitudes. There are some differences we will understand, because once you will become an IS officer, once you will join the system, you will have to be politically neutral. Although you will have to follow and execute all those duties and directions of the ruling party, but you will have to be politically neutral, so that only you could be able to look after the responsible behaviors with full of integrity and dedications. You'll have to follow their orders, but up to a certain extent you'll have to maintain your own courage, your own stand also, that it should be abiding by your code of conduct, your moral attitudes, moral behavior. So for that you have to prepare, and these are the components which could help you to transform yourself like that. We'll learn about social influence and persuasions. You may have some social influence from the persons. Just imagine the circumstances, like once you will become the DM of that districts, you might have some and you have your family, your children must be going to some school, you have to deal with the school management also that is coming under your area of administrations. There may be some other family members and some friends of your children's also, and due to that contact you may have some social contacts with your juniors, seniors, your subordinates and so on. So during that social arena, how you are dealing, how you are behaving, how you are maintaining your own dignity, as well as you have to maintain that code of conduct, code of ethics also. So it will help you to prepare for that scenario, from that circumstances, forthcoming situations of your life. Okay, if such things will happen in front of me, then I will be responding like this. If someone is offering me gift of worthy more than 2000 rupees, I am not entitled to take that gift as a DM. Then you could decide. There are some other such like conflicts and behaviors which we will be learning through case studies during the course of this paper. So this is most important, which helps you to shape yourself to become the Chandragupta, the one who has organized our ancient empire in that destiny, that dynasty. Know that? So think about that. Then you will be learning about some aptitude. There are some fundamental values which we have to learn for civil servants, like it should be like a neutral and it should be inclined for the welfare of the society as per your job responsibilities. You have to be like impartial. Impartial means you will not take any favor about someone whoever is closely associated with you. You will be inclined to only your own duties, code protocols, standard operation protocols, then you will be following, but with your own consciousness, with following all those ethical spiritual values in your life. Learn about non-partisanship, like you are following the rules not for the sake of anyone but as per the given standards. You are determined with your objectivity, for which purpose you are working, and your dedication to public service, why you are there, what you are doing. There are some basic steps of success we will learn through this course of action. Then about empathy. This is widely like a discussed term in the field of that philosophy and ethics. We must know about this term. Empathy means the way how you are sitting there, how you are feeling, how you are thinking and feeling as usual, as you are thinking, as you are feeling. Because I have like created that mental image that what kind of circumstances, what kind of challenges, what kind of like social environment you are struggling with, you are facing with. If you are a student and if I have that empathy, then I must feel by putting myself at your level. You must be struggling with your all those contents, syllabus, subjects, your day-to-day life activities, your priorities, some association with your friends, your family members, their influences on your life, how they are thinking, how they are responding. If you are not picking their phones, they might have some different kind of grievances, complaints, but you are determined to focus on your study. You are not going to complain them why they are thinking like this, how they are thinking, how they are supporting. This is manner, in such manner how you are maintaining yourself. It is about empathy. We learn about that. Then about tolerance. We'll have to tolerate, but what kind of tolerance is required as an administrator, we will learn with the help of some case study. There are some like compassion which we discussed earlier, but this is towards the weaker section. Okay, so we will discuss about other components of syllabus. In the meanwhile, you will have an insight about the same also.